Shannon Gallagher with Meet the Gallaghers, and this is 365 days of Young Living products. And today we're going to talk about something that's very near and dear to my heart, and that is hormones. So for those that are not familiar with my passion and my mission, then I highly recommend you clicking on the link below when the video is finished and learn just a little bit more of my story and why I've made it my mission for the last 16 years of my life to help so many people find balance, bring balance within their hormones. So the product we're going to talk about today is one of my favorites that I love using in my hormone cases, and that is Endoflex. So Endoflex is just a beautiful blend of several different oils, and we're going to go ahead and dive right on into each of those oils. The first one is spearmint. Spearmint really gives a good healthy boost and balance to that metabolism. It also supports the glandular system of the body. And then it also helps whenever that nervous system is on fire. So as you can see, spearmint is just one of those. It just brings a good healthy balance. Plus, whenever you first smell and breathe in that Endoflex, that's the first one you smell, or at least it's the first one I smell. I smell the spearmint and I love it and I resonate with it. And then the next one is sage. Sage is a purifier oil. It helps with, helping rid those negative emotions. So when we're in that fight or flight and we feel happy and mad and sad and crazy and emotional, all those crazy things, and we can't seem to find that good healthy center, sage is a good one that just helps rid out those negative emotions and helps bring that nervous system back to a good healthy balance and good healthy balance for the whole endocrine system. And then we have geranium. Geranium is a beautiful essence, and it really helps balance that whole endocrine system also. And then you also have myrtle, and we're going to come back to myrtle. But myrtle is a great one that helps support the thyroid and the ovaries. So once again, you can see why this blend is just beautiful and amazing and why it works so well. And then you also have German chamomile. And German chamomile is one of those that helps with bringing that, once again, that nervous system that's just on fire and feeling crazy and that fight or flight and just feeling all those emotions. It really helps bring that fire down. It's kind of like a fireman, and he's just putting out the fire in your body. And that's what German chamomile does. It brings a good balance and softener to the body and allows the body not to feel so heated and inflamed. And then last but not least, you've got nutmeg. And nutmeg is a great oil to support the adrenals. So once again, you can see why the overall, just the Endoflex, why it's such a great one to use to be able to bring a good healthy balance to the endocrine system. So I'm going to show you exactly how we use it. And the first way to use it is really simple. And if I was doing more of an advanced class, because I know there's going to be so many people that are going to be new watching this video, I'm not going to go over points and I'm not going to confuse you. I want you to find these oils helpful. And so I want to really keep things super, super simple for you and understanding how to apply them, how to use them, so you can get your best benefits out of them. So one of the first ways that you can use it is just smelling it right out of the bottle. And like I said, the first essence that I smell is that spearmint. It's so uplifting, almost immediately gives me a good boost, energy boost. And so a lot of times I like to add it to some warm tea, especially in the middle of the day. If I'm just kind of feeling that slope feeling in the middle of the day, I'll just add a drop or two to a hot tea. I love hot tea with a little bit of coconut oil to get in my good healthy fats. And so that's just a couple ways. You can diffuse it. Diffusing it is amazing, especially if you've got teenagers and other people living in your house and maybe they don't want to put the oils on them. That is a good way to be a diffuser. You can put it on yourself and be the diffuser, or in your diffuser necklace, or you can put it in your diffuser. I'm pointing over here because my diffuser is right over here. And so that's another way. Now, let me tell you how, when I'm working with my hormone cases, how I usually recommend using Endoflex. And that is just taking 1 or 2 drops, usually 2 come out, good bonus drops, and just applying it right over the neck area, which is just right over the thyroid area. And once again, I always tell people, never waste your oil. Always breathe them in. Like I said, you just get that immediate boost whenever you use your oils in every way you can possibly use them. So that's another way that you can use them. So using them throughout the day. So consistency is such a huge importance. And so we want to make sure we're using it throughout the whole day and not just once a day. So a lot of times one of my questions I'll get is, well, I use it, but I'm not getting any results from it. Well, you're probably not using enough, or not as often as you should be using them. So starting with 2 to 3 times a day, that 1 or 2 drops over the thyroid is going to be the best way. And then also using it in your diffuser necklace, using it in a diffuser and smelling it. You're not going to overdo it. I promise you. It is going to be so good and so uplifting to your system. So we'll go back to myrtle. So myrtle is a good support for your ovaries and your thyroid, right? So say, for instance, you need just a tad more support in your thyroid. That's just an area that's just needs a little bit more of help and more boost. So I usually recommend using the 2 drops like we just did, but then you can also add a drop or 2 of the myrtle in with it and just give a good healthy balance of that, just a little bit more to the blend. And then also for the adrenals, you can do the same thing. You can add the nutmeg, or if you you want to just do the myrtle and say the Endoflex or just the Endoflex, then you can also several times a day use nutmeg and just swipe it right in your mouth, or you can use a carrier oil and put it right over your adrenal area. So these are some ways to really give a good healthy balance and boost to the endocrine system and feel that overall balance of the system and get yourself out of that fight or flight. A couple of the other questions that people have is, can my young children use it? I have a 10-year-old son, and I use it on him when he feels a little out of balance, a little bit more emotional than he should. Then yes, I take 1 or 2 drops, I apply it over his thyroid. Children are so accepting of these essential oils, and they respond very quickly because they've not been saturated, or I should say my kids haven't necessarily, but most kids have not been saturated with tons and tons of toxins like we have later on in life throughout the years. So they respond very quickly. And then also I have a 5-year-old daughter, and she's kind of going through some crazy emotional situations going on, probably a typical girl thing. But you know what? I use Joy and I use Endoflex on her. I use Joy over her heart and I use Endoflex over her thyroid, and it gives a good healthy boost. Once again, all you're doing is you're supporting the system in the way that God intended it to function. So keep it super simple, have fun with it. If you have questions, feel free to comment below, send me a message through my blog, and I'd be more than happy to help you find a good healthy balance within your hormones using Young Living products. So thank you so much for listening to me today, and this is 365 Days of Young Living products, and we will see you next time.